In this player outlook, we're going to be talking about Myles Gaskin, running back, Miami Dolphins. And YouTube, we appreciate everything you guys have been doing. The liking, the subscribing, the hitting the notification icon. Keep doing it. Tell your friends. Have them tell their friends. Maybe your grandparents, maybe your parents. You like fantasy football? You want good information? You want honest opinions from people that are trying to help you be successful? Keep it locked in here to RotoHeat.
Everything's on fire. Everything's on fire. Everything's on fire.
With all the offseason acquisitions Miami made, I was pleasantly surprised that their 2019 draft pick kind of stole the show in week one. You know, he led the team in snap percentages. You know, he had 39 snaps overall compared to Breida's 15 and Jordan Howard's 9. Of the 39 snaps, he touched the ball 13 times and turned that into 66 yards, 40 rushing, 26 receiving. The interesting thing, though, is he caught all 4 of his targets, so he didn't drop anything that came thrown his way. And he appears to be trending in the right direction. The biggest question we still have to keep an eye on is who's the lead back, quite honestly. You know, you bring in Jordan Howard to kind of be your bell cow, to kind of be, you know, the between the tackles guy. And Breida, we suspected was coming in to do kind of more of the pass catching role. Gaskins did both. He was the receiver out of the backfield, and he did better running with the ball between the tackles. The former 7th rounder out of Washington, he comes to Miami as a very productive running back. I mean, when you look at his college career, he had 945 attempts for 5,323 yards and 57 touchdowns. And this is in the Pac-12, so I mean, it's not like it was some rinky-dink mom and pop division. I mean, Pac-12 solid. They've produced some very solid fantasy football players and NFL players, I mean, overall. Gaskin is a kid that didn't wow anybody. I mean, there wasn't any specific thing that blew people away, but he's very consistent. He's got a great base, great balance. I think that's something that's a real good selling point on him. Is he's a very good balanced guy. He's got great vision. You know, you can see that in Washington. It's not like they have the strongest O-line in the division, and he was making things happen. He was seeing the holes, seeing where the play was breaking down, and he really did a good job. I thought he was a really good college ball player. You know, the biggest concern for teams coming out in the draft when he came out in 2019 was just the tread on the tires. I mean, you know, when you look at his his stats, I mean, 945 attempts in 4 years. You know, the guy was averaging over 230 rushing attempts a year. I mean, that's a lot of tread on the tires. He's a smaller dude. You know, he's not the biggest, but he's definitely productive, and he's got great vision and great ball skills, and you're seeing this. And this coaching staff drafted him, so we know that this coaching staff liked him. I think this is a guy, and I personally am targeting him. You know, this morning when I got up, it's Tuesday, so I'm getting my waivers ready. I watched the RotoHeat waiver video here on YouTube. If you haven't, you better do it. And started looking at guys that I could try to pick up, maybe throw on the back of my bench. You know, I unfortunately had some of the Blake Jarwins of the world shares that dude's on IR. I got Marlon Mack on a few spots on IR. I got to find replacements. This is a perfect opportunity to grab somebody who appears to be trending in the right direction. Now, that could change. I mean, the game plan probably wasn't to go directly to Gaskin, but Howard wasn't really producing. Breida wasn't really producing, you know, and maybe the plan was Gaskin all along. I mean, Gaskin, very productive kid in college, and I think he can be productive this season with this opportunity. You know, if he gets the same type of snap counts and he's touching the ball 13 to 15, 16, 17 times a game, he's going to give you double-digit fantasy points a week. He's, you know, as long as he keeps doing what he's doing, using his good balance, his good vision to get where the defense isn't and finding holes, I think this kid could be valuable in 2020. With the tread on the tires, I don't know how long he's going to be valuable. I mean, that's a lot of action. So as long as he's taking care of himself well, which obviously I don't know that answer, he's going to be successful for longer than 2020. But, you know, this year for sure, if you're in need of some help, and maybe you're like me, you got stuck and you got pinched in the Marlon Mack, Blake Jarwin, you know, Cortland Sutton, all these injured players that you're picking up or drafting. This is a kid that can fill in, can help you out. You know, I think he's going to get you probably somewhere in the 7 to 12 fantasy points a week type range. Not everybody on the team sold, though. Got to be honest. We collectively talk about these players before I record these videos, and not everybody sold on them. A few of them said meh, But I, in a pinch, am going to go after him. If you need some depth, you need a guy that you can potentially throw in there as a flex, bye-week guy, or even in a pinch now while you're trying to figure out what to do with your, with one of your potential starting running backs on IR, like a Marlon Mack, go get him. What's the worst that happens? You roll the dice and you get as many points as you would have gotten out of Marlon Mack. No harm, no foul. Come back next week. Try to grab somebody else. Try to make a trade. Try to, So when you're past week 1, don't panic. I'm not doing these moves because I'm panicking. I'm doing these moves because I need to fill in some depth and figure out what's the next move with some of my guys that are hurt. Same for you. Don't panic. Week 1, we say it all along. If you're in the Facebook community, you should be. Rick posted a thing in there about not panicking after week 1. Week 1, we anticipated being crazy because there was no preseason, not a lot of hitting, not a lot of things going on, and we got it. Gaskin is a guy I think you can pick up on the cheap, off your waivers, and give him a shot and see what happens. If not, drop and go get somebody else. It's not going to hurt you. If he continues to produce like he's produced in week 1, and he's not going to be facing the Patriots every week. The Patriots defense, even though the Patriots defense always seems to surprise us, Belichick knows what he's doing, and he can make guys fit what he needs, even if they aren't household names. So they did a good job. Patriots defense is good. Miami's still developing. I think it'll be the Tua show before too long if Fitzpatrick keeps playing like he did. But that's been Fitzpatrick over his career, his ups and downs and things like that. And I think Gaskin's going to be successful for you no matter what. So let us know what you think in the comments. Did you go get Gaskin? Maybe you drafted Gaskin. Maybe you knew before us. Well, take a round, take a bow. You did good if you drafted him before and you saw what we didn't. Let us know in the comments what you think about him. Let us know what you did to go get him if you got him. Let us know what you're thinking. And don't forget, patrons, Sunday morning, Rick does a live stream. You better go over to rotoheat.com/Patreon and join up so that you can be part of that. Helps you with last-minute start-sit questions, and he's live up until lineup's got to get submitted. So he's here to help. Some of the guys from the team come on. He's going to have some special guests. So RotoHeat is here to help. Keep it locked in here. We'll talk to you guys again soon.
Also, right there, playlist. Hit it. Watch the videos. Do it. You want to. Do it.